morning. Rise and shine. It is 6:30 in the morning. My name is Sharik. Nice to meet you. I am trying to basically record my journey into writing this novel that I've had a makeup and breakup relationship with for the last, I would have to say, at least 7 years. I know. It's bad. It's bad. um, but I will say that this story is definitely not what it was 7 years ago. It has definitely evolved and changed with me. So it's really close to my heart. It's really my story. Not my story. It's fictional. Actually, it's a tropical fantasy with sci-fi elements because I just can't choose one. I love it all. So, and it is heavily based on indigenous mythology and folklore in the Americas, Caribbean, and as well as the Aboriginals in Australia. And yeah, that's a little about my story. But what was I saying? I have ADHD, by the way, so this hopefully will be more crisp when I finish editing. Basically, what I am trying to say is it's been a long time. It's been a long time, and it's time for me to do something about it because my brain is literally gonna combust if I don't at this point. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you right now what we're gonna do. This is Milanote, if you don't know the software. I pay for the paid version. I think it's like $12.99 a month, but they do have free. And we're gonna do our plotting. Mind you, I have done plotting already. Let me just show you. Like this is what we're working it with right now. Like this is the research section. This is the characters and kind of like the character board connections, how each person is tied to one another. And then these are like the settings, brainstorming, subplot, species, creature, glossary, parallel storylines, like all the mechanics, all the juicy characters, and then all the research because, like I said, it's inspired by indigenous mythologies around the world. Down here is the types of plotting that I want to try because this is my baby. I need to give her what will make her thrive, and I don't know which one that would be because I'm a newbie. So I'm going to try all the plots and see which one feels the most natural for this type of book or this type of story. So right now, so far, I have the Jemison iceberg method. I have the 9-point structure. I have the snowflake method. I have the save the cat. And then I follow this YouTuber and she calls it the Butterbook outline, but I can't for the life of me remember what she based this off of. Compilation of different types of outlines and structures that are known, plot structures. So I really couldn't tell you. If editing Sharik remembers, she will put it down somewhere around here or here for you to be able to check out her video. So yeah, so that's a little about what I'm gonna be doing plotting wise. I'll probably go into detail maybe if you're interested. Comment down below if you like to see how my brain works and how I was able to use Milanote to kind of world build. Mind you, I'm still in the process of world building, so it's not a plan that's set in stone and it's not a process that's set in stone. I'm kind of seeing what works for me because, like I said, I'm a newbie. I don't have a routine where I'm like, yes, this is mine and this is how I get results. Like, no, this is all a learning. This is all learning. We're learning together, and I'm hoping that I can build community that's interested in seeing how my mind works when I'm writing, because maybe you have ADHD or you're type B neurodivergent, whatever kind of label you're trying to go under. And yeah, and I'm a visual learner, so these little boards definitely do help a lot. Pinterest, oh my god, I love Pinterest. Pinterest really helps as well. You can get scene ideas, you can get creature and character ideas, costume design. Oh my god, some of the dresses, I'm like, how am I gonna do it justice to describe the magnitude of beauty that is in this picture, you know? But yeah, but I kind of cheated because I've already started writing before starting this video. So I started before 6:30 a.m. Now it's 6:40, so I've been yapping for 10 minutes, so I should probably go right. But so far I have the synopsis of what the genre slash book type is. I have my high concept idea 1 to 2 sentence pitch. And I actually, to be honest, it really helped. Mind you, I've known about the idea of a high concept idea because I've been guilty and I've been watching the querying for oh my querying querying. Oh my god, am I saying it right? Or is it just in my mind, in my ears, that it sounds wrong? Querying. They're trying to get literary agents, okay? The process of getting a literary agent, and I've been watching those, and I've been watching people get published, and you know, it makes me cry sometimes because a lot of the people I've been following for a while in their journey. And yeah, and I'm kind of trying to do that for myself as well. So, and I want to be able to share it with people when that big day comes. I want to be able to look at this first video and just be like, hi, like, you know, feel all emotional and fuzzy. I'm getting emotional right now. But anyway, yeah, so I recommend, if you haven't already, watch a video about high concept idea to get the gist of it if you don't already know what it's about. If you do already know about it, write it. Don't think that it's just for marketing or for your publisher to know how to market or how it's a viable moneymaker, basically. But it really helps. It's because it's basically a summary. And not only that, it's the summary of like what's the juiciest thing about your book, because then you're really, whenever you're stuck in a rump, stuck in a hole. Wow. Okay, anyway, whenever you're stuck, you can just look back at that and be like, "Oh, but this is the big picture." You know? Like, I wrote the idea on a what if concept. You know, I watched a video, and a girl's one of the YouTubers, she said, so the high concept for Hunger Games would be, what if there was a group of teenagers and they had to fight to the death on live TV, on reality TV? And that would be the concept. Like, what if this happened? So I put it under that type of formatting for my concept idea, and I put it like, what if blank my main character, and then this is an obstacle, and this is the consequences, these are the stakes. And that's what I did, and it's very helpful. So yeah, let's get into it. Like 20 minutes in, and I'm still in the introduction. And do you ever get to this part where you're writing something, and then when you write something, it gives you an idea for another part of the story that has nothing to do with this part that you're writing on, and you don't want to forget it, so you're like kind of conflicted between, should I finish through what I said I was going to do, or should I jot this down and just, oh, my light just turned off. Okay, well, that's great. Let me see if I can make that better. Real fast before this light cools down. Basically, I'm conflicted on whether I should write it down or not on somewhere else, but I know if I do that, I'm going to get distracted and start working on something else. So what I just did was I just put it right next to what I'm writing in big red bold letters so that I will remember about that idea. And hopefully I'll be able to transfer it once I am done. And if not, then whenever I go back to my current task, I'll look at it every single time because it's in big bold red letters. So yeah, so I figured I would share that with you in case you ever deal with that or feel that way. Yeah. It's 8:12 a.m. so it's officially been about an hour. I so far have half of the plot for my book. And to be honest, for an hour and 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes is not that bad. It hasn't even been 2 hours, so half is pretty good. Considering, blah, 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 blah. Pretty good considering I haven't really worked on this book seriously in like since November, and it's July. No, yeah, November. Yeah, I'd say since November, December, around holiday time. It's been like almost like it's been like 6 months. So, and to be honest, every time I take a break from this book, and I'm not trying to say procrastination is good. That is not what, but I feel like I've had it time to marinate. The idea has marinated, and there's different flavors and textures and spices coming through that were not there when I first had the same thoughts or brainstorming session for these scenes or these plot progressions. So I'm kind of happy about that. Because sometimes I think, and I'm sure we all have these thoughts where I'm like, what if I'm not cut out for this? What if I'm not good? What if I'm not meant to write? Like, what if I'm not a good writer? Like, what if I don't know how to string words together to form an idea that is imaginative or like thought provoking or invokes emotion in people? What if I'm not creative? What if I'm just not a creative person? What if I don't have any imagination, which I do? So that's just a imposter syndrome talking. And yeah, and sitting here writing has definitely made me feel more confident, and I like the fact that I dedicated time to it today. So I think I'm gonna make it into a series where I just wake up at ungodly hour. I'm not gonna say which hour because I don't want to be tied. I will definitely say it'll be before 7:30. So from 5, 6, 6:30ish, maybe 7, but really 5 to 6:30. That's gonna be my sweet spot. But yeah, before 7:30, I want to dedicate at least 1 hour a day to writing. Because I work a job that is not writing, so I have that work, and I'm also starting a business, so I have that whole facet of entrepreneurship, how to learn how to build a website, how to market, how to place like orders, how to speak with manufacturers. Like I have been doing all that for the last 6 months, which is why I haven't been working on my book. And I tell myself I have to dedicate all my time to my business, which is true. But I'm like, I miss her. To be honest, I miss her, and I miss unlocking that part of my brain that just gets to run wild and be like, what if this, and then this, and then this. And, just being able to run wild and it being not only tolerated but embraced, encouraged. It's kind of like when you see a dog and you take off its leash and that's how I feel. So I think this would be a good little way to get my brain off the leash for the start of the day, before I start work on my business or start work on my job that pays my bills. I think I'm gonna dedicate an hour, at least. If I can get 2 hours, that'd be great. If I can get 3 hours, that'd be amazing. I'd be happy with that. 3 hours would be great. If I wake up at 5, from 5 to 8, and then at 8 I can start my day. And I was thinking, because I'm also, and you're gonna be like, wow, yeah, she definitely got a lot going on, but I also am a singer. So I am really trying to get more into my performance music production bag. So I've been downloading all the handbooks for music theory, ear training, basic piano. I have a whole playlist of YouTube videos of how to and tutorials for the music software I'm trying to learn. So I want to be able to not only bring my story and my book to life, but I also want to bring those lyrics that I write into a full-fledged song. So this is definitely my creative era that I want to fully embrace and not balk at anymore, and not be embarrassed about, and just say it with my chest, you know? Like, yeah, hell yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like to write. Yeah, I like to make music. Yeah, I want to start a business. Your girl's multifaceted, and I will not apologize for that. And I will not try to tie myself down to a niche, because it's just not doable, and it's just not realistic, and it's just not the truth. I would be on here lying to your face if I said that this is all I do, because it's not. Um, and some people maybe say that that's not being dedicated or committed, or some people will say, like, I should focus on one thing, and I understand that that works for people. And I understand that maybe it would even be more advantageous for me, but it just wouldn't be me anymore. It wouldn't be my personality, it wouldn't be the way my brain works. So I'm going to do whatever my heart is sending me in, and I know that sounds so cliche, but it's true. So if you're interested, if you are a creative, if you are into writing, better yet, if you're a multi-passionate creative and you're into writing and multiple things, stick around. Stick around. Yeah, I think I'm gonna finish off here, and I'm gonna try to write for another 40 minutes. This was fun, and I feel like I held myself accountable. I feel like you helped me hold myself accountable, because, when a camera is literally staring at you on a tripod on your desk while you're writing, you better put some words on page. You know what I'm saying? So love that for me. Thanks for the peer pressure. And yeah, I hope I get to see you soon. And let's make this into a little series. I like this. If you think this would be a cool series, um, comment down below. If you have a project, a passion that you've been putting on the back burner due to time, comment down below, your why it's been on the back burner, and if that truly is, if you're truly content with that answer, and if not, what you're gonna do about it to change it. um you know I'm talking about an hour, maybe two, but if all you can do is 20 minutes, and, like, for instance, Milanote, the software that I use for my writing, it's also a mobile app, so I can do it on my phone. I don't even need access to my laptop. I can do it on my phone, which I do sometimes, and sometimes I'll be commuting to work. If that train ride is, let's say, 30 minutes, it's not, it's way longer. But let's say you're commuting to work and you use public transit, on a bus, on a train, uh, you know, just do it on your Google Docs. Google Docs is free. Milanote has a free version. Um, do it on whatever software you feel comfortable with, but do it with one that maybe offers you a mobile app. That way you can be on the go and you don't need to really lug around your clunky laptop. Yeah, like, or sometimes even on your lunch break, go whip out your voice memo app and literally speak. Oh, what if my main character made some shoes that were made out of the hair of a unicorn? Okay, boom, idea. Uh, what if my main character could turn into a unicorn? Boom. Like, obviously, I'm thinking about unicorns for some reason, but you get my drift. And even if you can just, if all you can do is just say it in your voice memo, and then maybe transfer it on your commute or when you're home, do it. Do it. I am the queen of habit stacking. Okay, I'll be in the shower, and while I'm showering, I am watching a podcast, watching a video that has to do with either music, entrepreneurship, or writing. Literally, that's what I do. Or I will put on some meditation music and just literally let the water hit my back and think about scene ideas, or think about um, characters. what it is they want, what it is they fear, like why that matters to the plot. Um, or settings. I'll think of settings and how that connects to the scenes, how that will make the scene change in that setting. Wow, that was a lot of S's. But yeah, like just oh my god, wow! I literally hit my neck, and now it's red. She's so sensitive. It's okay. We're gonna disregard that anyway. I forgot what I was saying, but basically, what I'm trying to say is you can only get 20 minutes down. That's more than an hour if you do it every day for like 3 days, you know? If you do it every day for 6 days, that's 2 hours. That's 2 hours you're dedicating a week to your writing. You can get a lot done in 2 hours. In 1.5 hours, I got done with half of my plot, and I made a high concept idea. So just do that. It's not a race. It's not a race. But just I feel like the brain will feel more satiated and more energized to tackle things that are obligations if it's able to feed its creativity, if it's able to kind of fulfill that part of itself that it needs to run free, to run wild, to be in its element of creativity. Okay? So don't think that, and I'm speaking to myself when I say, when I'm speaking to you, but I'm saying to myself, don't think that just because you're in a phase in your life where you're putting priorities to your financial stability, to growing something, a legacy, to growing a path of abundance for yourself, that means that the part of you that is creative, that perhaps doesn't have the instant gratification that something with guaranteed financial stability will have, is not valid, or is not worth your time and energy. Because I think when you have a balance of everything in your life, you work at a more optimal level. Like you're able to reach your potential. Because I don't believe that humans were meant to be multifaceted. No, I believe they're meant to be multifaceted. I don't believe that we are shackled to one thing our entire lives and then we die. No, no. We're meant for more. We're meant to actualize that potential. I hope that this video inspired you, or at least made you feel something. Made you feel something. I guess I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye.